Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Magic the Gathering Arena. It's been a long time since we played any Magic. For those of you who have joined the channel recently, I am predominantly a Moonbreaker YouTuber. That's what I'm going to be doing most of the time. While we're waiting for the next update and things are a little bit slower, it's taking a little bit longer to find games occasionally. I'm not averse to just dipping into other things here and there, so one of which has been Magic the Gathering Arena. So today, that's what we're going to look at, because there is the Mixed Up Premier Draft. So this is, as far as I'm aware, like a Chaos Draft. It could be pretty much anything, you've no idea what you're going to get. The interesting thing here, it doesn't clarify whether or not these are Phantom or not. So I would assume that you don't get to keep the cards, but if you do, that's awesome. And honestly, this sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm going to jump into this and see what we can get. If you enjoy the content, please do like, comment, subscribe, join over on Patreon. But most importantly, with these sort of things, I'd love to hear, if you find it interesting, if it's something you'd have done differently. Do you enjoy the bit of variety here and there, or do you just want to see all the Moonbreaker all the time? I will be trying to do a bit of both regardless, but depending on what the answers are, I might go a bit one way or the other. So let's just jump into this and see what we can find. The interesting thing about this, first of all, that card back is gorgeous. I'm actually going to set that. I've currently got a Cryptic Command card back, but I figured, you know what, that's actually really pretty, so I'll give this a go. In terms of playstyle, I love sort of janky things. I love unusual playstyles, like anything that feels out of the ordinary. If I get like a bizarre build around, I'm always going to at least consider it. I'm not always going to take it, I'm not always going to be able to do it, but I will always at least be sat there thinking, could we achieve Door to Nothingness? Is that a real win con we could do? Like anything along those lines, it will just be in the back of my mind thinking, maybe, just maybe. I did one of the Lord of the Rings drafts the other day, and I didn't pick it first because I thought, you know what, it's probably not that good, but I thought I'll keep it in mind. There was that card that was when you scry, you put a counter on it, and you can exile it for however many counters you've got on it. You draw that many cards. If you've got 7 or more, you take an extra turn. I was like, I can't resist at least taking it and considering it. So I really did go for that. I didn't manage to pull it off. Unfortunately, I had to cut it from the deck because I just didn't get enough scry cards. But that gives you the idea of what sort of player I am. I'm always going to be that trying my luck, trying the bizarre things. Like, the more colours I can fit in, the better. But I don't take unnecessary risks. I'm always well, no, I do take unnecessary risks, but I'm much more of someone who likes to sort of make sure I get the fixing to make it happen. Okay, no one in there that I recognise, but I'm not too familiar on lots of people's names, and I'm probably quite low in the rankings at the moment. The best I've ever been was high mythic. I was rank 26 mythic. So just gain control of stuff with mass manipulation is going to be hard to beat. Gives things flying. Tap it and spray 3, no thanks. Collision Colossus is quite fun. I quite like that, but at the moment it's almost definitely mass manipulation. This doesn't feel too worrying. This looks good. Exile a cheap thing, but we're going to go, if this goes to like a blue-green ramp deck and we just steal half of their battlefield, that would be amazing. Okay, so the lockets aren't great. I don't know what's in this set, by the way, just to clarify. So, creature vehicle, put counters on it. If you control artifact or enchantment. Sacrifice 1 or more, deals 2 damage to each opponent. None of these really jump out at me. Make disappear could be fine. It's nothing drastic. Navigator's Compass is reasonable. I think the locket, Radiating Lightning is good but expensive. Honestly, the locket feels like one of the only choices here that I'd feel comfortable taking. There's loads of stuff here that's fine, but I'm already going to be working towards mass manipulation, and anything with fixing just holds a special place in my heart. My favourite Magic card, genuinely, of pretty much any Magic card ever, is Evolving Wilds. I love Evolving Wilds. It's one of my favourite draft picks. I still pass it when I need to and that sort of thing, but it's absolutely the cornerstone of the way I like to play. I want to have that utility, that usefulness. I want to be able to draw games out until we find what we need to win. Ooh, what is this? At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. Whenever you choose to put one or more cards on the bottom while scrying, exile that many from the bottom of your library. That's not good. That's really bad. So, artifact, instant, or sorcery from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Wash Away that's pretty good actually. It's just a counter spell. Poison counter, draw a card. Like a essence scatter sort of thing. Like a mana leaky kind of thing. Counter a mill. What's this? Swamp Mountain or Forest. None of these jump out at me. It's probably just Wash Away. Like, I'm not overly happy about any of this. But Wash Away seems fine. There's no ramp. There is a bit of fixing with the plaza, but yeah, this is whatever. I don't think that rare is worth taking. Now, we'd love some ramp here, or just something that jumps out at us. I mean, this is mediocre. I do like land cycling cards. This is channel, isn't it? So it's not technically cycling. Ooh, a power stone. Okay, that could be it for me. Artifact or creature to add that, but you can only do it once. Making a tap power stone seems good to me. Like, this is fine. It's pretty reasonable. It cycles. We could draw cards and create blood tokens, but we're going to try and stick with the blue. I'm going to go for the blue. Blue's one of my favourites anyway. I love blue. Unwind is good. Befuddle can be decent. Counters for drawing cards. I mean, we're going to want to be drawing cards, but let's see. That's just a bad tutor. Werewolf synergy, removal. I mean, it's probably just unwind as like a negate style thing. Latinam Adept could be good. We do need things to do, but honestly, I think unwind could be it. Okay. So here we're going to have to do something different. I like Lava Axe. Lava Axe is good. Consume and Consecrate. Consecrate, Consume could be decent. What is this one? Okay, that's reasonable. Mana of any colour in Graveyard. I think I'm going to take the Lava Axe. Oh no, wait, it's Lava Axe, not Lightning Axe. That's very different. I do not want that. In that case, it's probably just Consecrate, Consume. I nearly got Lightning Axe and Lava Axe mixed up then. That would have been very bad. I could go for more ramp. I think we're going to be able to get more ramp. This is fine. I don't care for this much, but Merfolk Trickster's really nice. So Salvager of Secrets, but if that was a common, we might see more of those. But getting more mass manipulation sound great. I'm going to take the Trickster. It just buys a lot of time, so we could hope for a Salvager later on. We've already got white fixing for this. We could maybe go like blue-black and then splash white. Because, I mean, at the front side of this, we could also just Consecrate is a really cheap just cycle. Job done. You know, it's not like we have to do one or the other. Wait, hang on. I need to remember these. Is this the one we could do one or the other? It is, isn't it? It's not the one we can do both. And it's not an Aftermath card, so yeah, we're fine. So that's drawing cards if you have multiple creature types. Multicolored permanents. Toxic things. Wedding Invitation makes something unblockable, but I think it's of one mind. We're going card draw. If we can get mono blue card draw counters, I'm not against that. If you control a human and a non-human. So we've got a merfolk, and we've got a rock. A bird, there we go. Okay, so back to this. If this was the one that gave us hexproof, I'd take that. This could be Spell Eater. Double strike if there's 3 or more instances of sorceries in our graveyard. This could be what we work towards. I'm fine with spell slinging. I like it. Consecrate, Consume would be gone at that rate. But this could be... It just hits for 6, basically, if it ever gets through. So, I'm okay with that. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 decent ones so far. There are good options for that. Smelt is medium. Samurai... Oh, yeah, it can make things cheaper. So 3 mana, 2, 3. If any of these had cycling, it'd be good. Or equipment's pretty great for the battlefield. 20 hand. Oh, Tiana. Okay, yeah. I'll take the Samurai. I don't like it. I don't think there's a good option here, though. So this is obviously just garbage. Gateway Plaza could be decent, but I think it's Scatter Ray. Artifact or creature unless they pay 4. Seems very good as like an early interactive thing. Temporal Anchor just seems bad. It just seems like eventually we're going to just mill ourselves, or because we're going to scry and exile every turn. It is drawing a lot of cards, but I don't think that's really going to do what we need. So this could work. Like, mass manipulation can win games. If we can cast it for x equals 2, yeah, that costs 8 mana. It's a lot of mana, but x equals 2 on that may just win us the game. I'm going to take this, so destroy artifact or damage to a creature with flying and has cycling. It works well with Spell Eater Wolverine, it's just a perfectly reasonable thing. And the Moonsnare prototype is fine. I'm going to take the Adept here. We don't have much in the way of win cons, and we're going to be drawing more cards in theory, so... It's also a human, so of one mind just gets a bit better as well. Looking at that lovely water horse with a human there. Is this should be human as well? Yeah, so we've got a couple of humans, a couple of non-humans. We've actually got a pretty good deck for it. Hang on. Sure, we're not taking Lava Axe. I know I said about Lava Axe previously, but I thought it was Lightning Axe. I really did. Come on, give us like a decent planeswalker. I even said it. I didn't even know this was in the set. I even said it. I mean, I can't not now. I could try and wheel it, but... I can't not. Like, there is no part of me that doesn't want to activate a Door to Nothingness. I didn't even know this was in the set. But oh my god, am I going to at least consider it? If we can go 5 colour fixing here on out. Ooh, Monk class. Mishra's Bauble. Oh my god, Bauble is so good. Second spell costs less. Return something to their hand. I mean, it could just be Thornwood Falls. Turn another creature to its own hand. That could be nice. Bauble could also be good. Okay, well, this is more consistent. Thornwood Falls is. We're gonna wheel that. We're gonna take the Thornwood Falls. We're gonna just start the optimism train. Okay, so Thopterist is actually just great. We've got a couple of artifacts. It may be useful here. Bane Veil is not going to do anything. There's no more fixing here. I mean, it's... Oh, the treasure. Oh my goodness, making treasure would be so good. And Conduit of Storms is also good. Let's... We're not going to be able to wheel this. We might get another Ogre. But actually no, ramp is what we want. We're going for it. We want the ramp more than the fixing more than anything else. Okay, so this is just a big blocker, if I remember rightly. Yeah, big blocker, and then sometimes can get really big. Draw 2 cards and create a treasure. That sounds great. We do want all the treasure we can get. I think we're taking Pirate's Prize. If Cyclops comes back, we'll take it. Because that's a good finisher for this sort of list, but it's also like a fairly good blocker. But I think... I'm not ruling out the door. On colour tap lands... Relic Fire or... No, Capture Sphere is fine. Incendiary Flow is fantastic. That's just something we always want in this list regardless. Now we want the Cyclops back because we've got a couple of good things. Saheeli. So this is non-creature make servo, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, that has to be a pick. We've got so many non-creatures that are going to be good at this. This could be a good list. Like a really good list. So is this actual like Chaos Draft? Do we have all these cards in our list now? The fact that we can do this, like, we're not going to use the ability. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of another creature, artifact or creature till end of turn. I mean, sure. We could make another Ogre. We could make another Locket if we need to, but more importantly, we could make some of the tokens from Saheeli become treasures and sacrifice them to activate the door. That's what we need to be doing. I can't believe like I'm actually still slightly surprised that we actually managed to get a Door to Nothingness. But now I feel like blue-red spells, blue-red artifacts. This is very cool. I want anything with treasure, like absolutely anything. So if we need to start editing, I mean, this is out. Like, we probably want to play this as like an alternate win con, you know, like we don't build everything around it. Ooh, Braided a Jar. That's so fun. Let's get back to this so we can see. When the cultist dies, draw a card. That's fine. Sacrifice an artifact or land, draw a card. Just a tap land. I think it's just a creature. We don't want anything special here. We're not trying to do anything flashy with that pick. So, as it stands at the moment, everything here I think lives in the list. But the question is, can we find the mana to do the door? If not, I want the Cyclops back. Yeah, the Cyclops back would be the other dream. Because I'm trying to think, other than mass manipulation, I'm not really sure what other win cons we really have. Like, more ramp. Lockets, like, or even just fixing, like, tap lands, evolving wilds, that Guildgate thing now, the one we passed up really early on in pack 1, I'd have taken that now. That would be something I would 100% put in this list as just a potential 5-colour land. Or like a, what's it called, Pilgrim's Eye. What's this? Something becomes a 4/4. Sure. Return an artifact from a graveyard to your hand. Kicking the door. This could be fine with like Hoarding Ogre maybe. I don't think venturing into the dungeons is going to be good. So we'll just pop this down here. It's probably not in the deck, but it could be. We could have a world match. Should we do it? It looks like people are taking a little bit of a while to pick here, so how are we looking? Come on. Robin E is clearly a bit overwhelmed by the number of utter nonsense cards here. Okay, so sacrifice, draw a card, that's no good. Selesnya Locket could be good. Stealth Mission's always fun, but we want mana. Mana is the name of the game. Oh, okay, so we get the bounce. The bounce is what we want. That's perfect. So that was the, if it's kicked, return something to its hand. Enter battlefield. Okay, so that's one if you spend treasure, but we want to gain treasure more than spend it. We'll, however, take a free just spell land. Like Bean Veil seems pretty reasonable. Literally, it's just a tap land that occasionally we use to keep ourselves alive. And if that's the turn that lets us activate Door to Nothingness, as it stands at the moment, we have 2 green sources and 2 white sources. We don't have any black. We've got red in here anyway. We've got treasures, I suppose, but equip 0. I mean, Renegade Rally is just a good card, but sure, we'll just pop that in the sideboard. Don't think we're going to be taking it anyway. Bound by Moonsail was also very good. Legion Conquistador. I can imagine just trying to make a Conquistador deck in Chaos Draft. Absolutely no chance. Okay, what's our next one here? Skulk and doesn't untap. I actually like the Fogwalker. I've run that before. It's actually won me games in IRL paper drafts. Okay, we didn't get the Cyclops, is awkward. Draw X cards for X number of creatures that died. No. Okay, so we didn't get anything good on the top half of this. There's no land cycling. We don't have anything for that. Okay, so this is a really bad pack for us. This is okay. When it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can put it onto the battlefield tapped. Honestly, other than Unquenchable Thirst, which is medium, I actually think this is the best card for us. I don't like it, but it's an artifact. It does all the things we want. Oh, this is not quite going to work, is it? We're just going to end up with a bad spells deck. Waterknot's obviously the pick here for us. We don't really have any other options over the Sure Strike or maybe the Short Sword. We didn't wheel any of the things we wanted, come to think of it, so there's actually probably another blue-red player in this pod. They're probably not going for Door to Nothingness, I'll admit that much. But we are. Snug. Ooh, there we go. Deal combat damage to make treasures. I mean, unless there's anything better that gets us that. Cast a copy, put a book counter on it. That's not enough. We need the pick. You know what, actually, no. Aero Guide's better. We'll try and get the pick later. Because just giving another attacking creature flying, like we do sometimes need to consider the fact we could just win by slapping people. It's not ideal, but it's possible. Right. So I like all of this. One of these is a land anyway, so we've got 2 lands essentially. If we could basically make a list that's like just blue-red but with enough treasure and lands and maybe card draw and filtering to just play the Door to Nothingness, that'd be so cool. Harsh Mentor. Okay. Don't think that's going to do anything. What was this one? When it dies, they sacrifice a creature. It gets a counter. Serpentine Curve could be it here. What have we got for instant sorceries? 5 instant, 4 sorcery. I think this is worth considering. There's a chance that this could come about. We want more treasure. Oh my god, if we had snow mana. There's Disdainful Stroke. That's what I was thinking about earlier. Could give something haste. We're not going to be attacking battles, so I think Disdainful Stroke's what we want here. We do need the interactivity somewhere. Ironcrag Feet could be interesting. Evolving Wild seems just too good not to take. As I said, my favourite card here. And like anything that gets us closer to those abilities would be great. We can untap an artifact. I actually think that's what we take. I don't think it's worth it, but I mean, who knows? Maybe get a world we've got 1,000,000 mana and we can just activate the Door to Nothingness that turn. 2 damage to any target if it's a creature it can't block, and incubate 1. Incubate was make a little thing. I think Stasis Field's better. Just it does actually remove something that time. We are really lacking in some things. I mean, a 4/4 for 4 in red is fine. I don't think we're going to activate the strike team. At this rate, it doesn't look like we're probably playing the Door, but I'm not ruling it out yet. Like, it looks like black would have been open. Snowland, but it's a forest. Trample and Learn. We don't have any lessons. So isn't that just discard? Yeah, it's discard to draw. I think it's probably Pitchburn Devils. Yeah. Did we get that? Yes, we did. Good. I'm still... We don't have enough treasure for this, really, but... We'll have to look properly in a minute. The wall could buy us time. I don't think we're going to play it, but we'll just keep it there in mind. Short Sword are also almost definitely not playing. The carve. It's the fact we don't have any access to real black mana. It's just treasure. So if they kill our 2 treasure creatures or a couple of treasure generation, we've got what? 1 from Pirate's Prize. Hoarding Ogre. Sure, we're taking a gate. I think we're in a lot of trouble here. I think we're basically on mass manipulation, and Door to Nothingness is probably getting ditched here. We should have taken the Cyclops. That could have been an awesome win con. Sure, another counter spell. We've got so many counters. So we're clearly just on blue-red spells. We can't play Door. I've really tried. I really did. And I think you can tell from the way I drafted that had there been an option to go for it, I would have done. So let's see what we do in terms of building this. Door goes, Thornwood Falls goes. That probably takes out the Selesnya Locket, because it's not good. Azorius Locket I think I still keep, because for quad blue we can just get something back. 8 cards to deal with, so we're going for counter. So Stasis Field might not be worthwhile, so we'll keep that in mind. The Monitor's gone now. Bean Vale is actually a land, so we can drop an island for that. Simulate Essence. Yeah, okay, yeah. So counter, if not we incubate. Give things flying, bounce, dead and draw. Waterknot's very expensive. Samurai doesn't do anything in this list, really. Yeah, that could be good. Prize, Curve. Hulk? How are we looking for numbers of creatures? That's a big question. 11. So I'd count that as 12, 13 because of some of the other things we've got. But that's not great. I do think this just doesn't do anything. It is just a 4/4. We don't have that much to do around it. Wash Away could be good, but I think it's just... Oh, we don't have any actual just counters, do we? Just like normal counter a spell. So where do we go from here? Stasis field I think goes... Waterlock can stay, because tapping is probably better sometimes than making it a defender. Fogwalker's medium. 3 more cards. Although, do we have much card draw? Not really. It's a very cheap list though, I will say that much. The rock is still good. Maybe the carve is medium. Okay, what do we have that's 3 power? So we've got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5, 6. You know what? It's not the worst. 7. We've got like 7 creatures that activate the carve on its own. That could be worth it, but I think, given how low we are on creatures, it's not quite. And then, Wash Away does feel bad, but I feel like there's got to be something else here. So creature or battle unless they pay 4. Artifact or creature unless they pay 4. I mean, it's probably just Shredded Sail. Oh, this cycling's really good here. Do you know what? I don't know if the cultist is great, but it trades on the board and we don't have much that happens on the board at the moment. It could just be Wash Away. The Veil there's nice. You know what? I'm actually going to... You don't know, I want Wash Away. I'm going to cut a mountain, because that way we've still got 7 natural sources, and we've got 10 blue sources. And then what do we cut? 1 more card. I like all of this stuff. I mean, it could just be the locket, but I don't think I want to do that. Maybe it's just unwind. We're not going to be double countering too often. Okay, well this is it. We're going to jump into a game, see what we can do. This might be over very quickly. It might last a little while, but hopefully this list could be a bit of fun. And I love Chaos Draft anyway. I haven't played in paper in a very long time, and I've actually got a Commander Sealed event coming up next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. Okay, this looks great. We've got a really good 2-drop. 2 mana card. We've got Negate if we need it. We probably want to hold Incendiary Flow. We're going to use Evolving Wilds to find an island first of all, and then just hold up Negate if we can. Yep. Because we want island just because we've got Mass Manipulation. Come on, don't play anything. Okay, they foretold something. Interesting. I've not seen Foretell in a while. This does mean that we get to hold up Incendiary Flow, so we've got Negate at least for this turn. And we can potentially just play a Saheeli the following turn and just start going for it, which would be awesome. If they try to activate this, say it's the say it's like a draw 2 or something, we will negate that and just play Saheeli down. Like if there's anything we can negate here. Okay, so that's actually very good for them. Wait, does that really cost... Oh, that was the foretold thing. Okay, cool. So I think we just lock it here. Let's lock it, because that means next turn we can potentially play Saheeli and then use Incendiary Flow to take this out if we need to, which could be worthwhile. If they destroy that, that's fine. We've then got Incendiary Flow and Negate still, but it would be nice to Saheeli and Incendiary Flow, especially if they play something that can just be blocked by a 1/1, and we can start working towards things. Yeah. If they don't play anything, then that's awkward. That's awkward. Let's go for it. Let's see if they have a counter spell. They don't. Interesting.
Behold, new wonders.
So we'll go for this, see if we get the kill. It'd be great if we did. It'd be optimistic, but it feels like they've got something. Yeah, they've definitely got something, but maybe it's like a card draw spell or something. Or a flicker. Okay, that's fine. I do not care about that at all. You can go ahead and hit Saheeli if you want. Oh, it's a flying counter. Ooh, okay. That's a bit more difficult. So now we're just going to be running out of time very quickly because Healy's just going to die immediately. We will be holding up negate next turn then,
Give me an idea.
just to try and get one more bit of value out of it. And we did get a spell out. Like, we kind of... It felt like we had to go for something there, otherwise they just actually go through and kill Saheeli anyway. We could have negated it, I suppose, but... Of course. Of course. Why would you not do that? Okay, so... Here it doesn't feel like we have a good choice, so we'll just play the Ogre. We can't do anything else, so we'll just leave this. We're going to start basically dying in the air is the problem, so the Ogre needs to do some real work. This is where we want mass manipulation, because if we get like a big Ogre flip, if we get 2 treasures, so 10 to 19, we could potentially just get 2 units stolen from the next turn, so we could just take both of these away. Yep, so they're prioritising correctly. We've still got negate though. We're not out of this yet. Saheeli is gone.
Accept defeat for now.
Play 5-drop Planeswalker. 5-drop Planeswalker, I dare you. What is this? Is it a tap thing? If you can... Oh good, it doesn't untap again. And neither of these things do anything. Wonderful news. So Pitchburn Devils it is. They've got so much flying, I don't know what we can even do here, but we need to get something on the board. I don't know what we... Like, we need to... we need mass manipulation, really. Like, we need to take Doomscar Oracle and Celestial Regulator. But we can't do that the next turn anyway, so we can only take one of them, which would probably need to be the Regulator. Yeah, this is all fine, unless you have a... What's it called? Inspiring... Oh my god, I can't remember anything. Negate is not seeing great here. Oh my god, they're just blue-white flyers. Of course they are. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Because I mean, we can hold this down. They've got 6 damage coming through. I suppose technically it's not out yet. Like... So let's attack with the Ogre. See what they get. 5. We just get 1 treasure anyway. That's not ideal. Okay. We will water knot the Oracle. And we've got 2 counter spells up in case we need it. So we can go down to 1 here and we need to draw mass manipulation basically. Like that's literally our only genuine chance here. So either they play something big and we counter it, or they play something small and we counter it, but we've got access to it all either way. Does mass manipulation even do it actually? Because I think we're not gonna be able to take enough models. Yeah, we're gonna have to models. I've been playing too much Warhammer, or Moonbreaker even. Both. Just everything I play outside of this is models or cards. That's it. But if we go with this, so because it'd be 4, then 1, 2. So we'd need to get 2 on this to potentially survive and draw specifically the 1 card we need right now. So it's not very likely here, but if we can... In fact, maybe... Oh no, we had to block this because we'd have died on the swing this turn. Go on, OP. What have you got? Give us some fun. Exile target artifact creature and return it to the battlefield under its own control. I guess we just No, we just negate that, I think. We don't want to worry about that. Like, technically we should have Insane Stroke, because if any pump spell here just kills us. But it's... We're not out yet. Now we're very much out. So let's just sacrifice this and draw 2 cards and see if we're anywhere near. Absolutely not. Well, there we go. That's our first loss. First of 3. I don't feel like this deck's going to go very far. Maybe I got a bit distracted by Daughter Nothingness. Although I don't know what I'd have done in this case if I'd taken the Cyclops anyway and just gone for that route. I think it was... Maybe I should have pivoted to black. There was a lot of black, but I got a little bit tunnel visioned, I'll admit. But I think our opponent played well. They had a really good blue-white flyers list. There's basically one of the go-tos in all Chaos Draft, which is essentially what this is just blue-white flyers. So I don't see why you wouldn't do that. I think when I was drafting this, in my brain I hadn't really realised that this was Chaos Draft rather than Cube. My friend told me it was Chaos Draft, so I was like, oh good, Chaos Draft, I love Chaos Draft. But I think my brain heard Cube. So when the first pack opened, I was genuinely surprised to see one rare. I didn't say anything, but I may have just lost the plot a little bit and gone a bit sideways with my thought process there. Okay, so this looks perfectly fine. The Veil is obviously going to go down pretty early on, I believe. Okay, well now the Veil's there, and we've got another option. We're going to use lands for the meantime. Please don't play anything too much. You can discard a card to draw a card, sure. While that's going on, we'll find ourselves an island. Because we can destroy an artifact if we really need to. I don't think we're going to do that yet. Depending on what we draw... Negate. Okay, so we will just leave Negate up. I think Shredded Sails would be optimistic to go for this unless they start like Voltroning it or something. Like, not optimistic, greedy is what I was trying to say. What's the battlefield do? 1 to the opponent. Wow. I actually think in that case we destroy this. Not because anything happens in response, but because they're playing aggressive and we're going to want to just trade with this as much as possible. Here is going to be the Geyser Mage. I know it's got Geyser Mage, and it's got the kicker ability, but I think here we just want to trade. Like, we're not rushing anything. We've got Water Knot for next turn, but this just needs to come off of the battlefield. So there's the Unearth. It's going to trigger it again. Yeah, and they can go for the attack. They get the value. If they just attack with this, that's fine. We'll just take it and it goes away. If they attack with this as well, we'll trade. It's good that... Okay, they didn't want to discard. That's pretty awkward for us. So this could be a removal spell. Yep, there we go. They got better stuff than we did. Okay, so that's gone at least. Okay, so we're actually going to play the Veil now. We'll just Water Knot this. It's still taking damage from the triggers, but at least this slows down the direct damage. We can play the Rock next turn and start working our way towards other options. A 4/3. Oh, good. Creatures with trample can design damage as though they weren't blocked. Perfect. This is such an aggressive list. I mean, we just have to trade with that now. Pirate's Prize, not the most useful here. But we do get our Power Stone token, so we're not out yet. And if they don't trade with the Wild Wonder, then we just get a free kill. So this is interesting for them, because they could choose to either put us to 7 or just trade. I'd just trade if I was them. If they put the damage to the face, we might be able to come back. And that's obviously great for us, but I don't think that's quite what they want. Okay, yeah, they did the right thing. And what's their follow-up is the question. Ooh, nothing. Okay, so we drew the manipulation. So Pirate's Prize first, but we're going to leave blue up. Because we want to be able to activate our negate if we need to. We've got a Power Stone, so if they go for... Yep, that's fine. So we've still got our negate. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we can actually steal 2 creatures now. So if they play 2 big creatures, that's what we're going to do. That is something we're going to steal. We will take both of... In fact, I almost feel like we take that. I think we still take that, actually. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's what I'd rather do. 4, 5, 6. Oh, it can't be spent on a non-artifact spell. Okay, so we're just going to take the 1 then. Sure. And then next turn we can try and cast multiple things. Anything this turn? First strike when you cycle. Okay. So we've got to hope they don't have cycling here. Ogre's 4, and then does that hold? It does hold up negate. So we'll just attack. Yep, so we've got negate or potentially wash away if we need to. All we really want is them not to cycle. Okay, this is good for us. Ooh, okay. That also works. I think we're just playing spells and holding up counters here, so I think I'm just going with the attacks on both. I think this is the best thing to do. We get a couple of treasures, which is nice. If they're willing to trade here, that's fine. With 2 treasures, actually. We get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can actually play 2 things and activate the strobe light because we got 2 treasures left. I forgot this didn't cast half of the stuff we wanted, by the way. So this is not a great option, but we've now got more things, and we've got negate or scatter ray up as well. So unless they've got something just the right size, we should be able to get through here. This is one of those that they need the Goldilocks card. We can counter it unless they pay 4, and they've got 7. So what they need is an incredible 3-drop that is specifically a creature. That's what they need. It is a 4-drop. Yeah, we do actually really want to counter that. We can't be having them get away with just rummaging every turn. And now we've got a really good board state. Yep, we'll take the one this turn. Ooh, Incendiary Flow as well. Perfect. So we can just Incendiary Flow and hold up counter spells. So this gives us better attacks. Attack with everything. Get another treasure. So we can literally counter pretty much anything. But they're... Oh, I wasn't counting the damage. They are dead. Awesome. Okay, let's jump through into another game and see how we do from here. I'm kind of speedrunning this because what I'm trying to do is get a few videos done ahead of time, but I just really wanted to try and fit one draft of Magic in. So this may take, I may need a little break in between, that sort of thing, but I want to get at least 3 games recorded now, maybe more depending on how quickly they go, and then we'll just come back to playing again a bit later on. But this has gone, this has gone badly. That's a mulligan. Boop. That's absolutely fine. Nothing spectacular. We'll get rid of a mountain, we don't need many. But we are going first, which is nice. So, Assimilate Essence could be very useful here, just slow the game down. And then Geyser Mage could be good, but I might just save it. That is absolutely getting countered. We are not letting them have free stuff. I think it is Geyser Mage here. We just need the 3-2. We can't be waiting on things. We just want to get pressure down. We can follow it up with the 3-3 and just start doing what we can. Go for the attack. Okay, this is a good start for us. We'd love to draw a card draw spell here, like our Pirate's Prize or something, because that would let us hold up Disdainful Stroke as well. Go on, pass the turn here. No, okay. We did draw Pirate's Prize. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. When it dies. So let's just go for this first. Draw an extra card. Ooh. It loses all abilities. That's very interesting. I think we end here. We want them to do something and we can just deal with it with the Trickster. Yeah, I think this is definitely actually a Trickster turn. We just want to get this down and just push the damage through. Here we go, get ourselves an Evolving Wilds. Okay, this is fast damage, and we've got Disdainful Stroke for anything really big. Okay, they got a blue, but if they got a 6-drop, just play a 6-drop. That's all you need to do. Play something that costs a load of mana, at least 4. Preferably spending all of it. Connives, yeah, we'll deal with that. Are they going to attack? Probably not. We need another card draw spell here, ideally. That also works quite nicely. So let's just attack, I think. So we'll deal 5 here and stop that from killing us. There we go, down to 3. We've got 2 lethal threats on the battlefield and an extra one as well. So they are going to be able to get some value out of this, but the question is, can we get there quick enough? We want to be able to just push it. Like, if we draw Incendiary Flow now, they just die. So the question is, can they just slow us down enough? There's a... I mean, this could have anything. There's no predicting here whatsoever, but I feel like going for the aggressive turn... Ooh, okay, gaining life. I like that. Getting down to 4 again. So they still need to affect the board state somehow this turn, but they might have ways of doing it. Yep, Surveil 2. I'm going to assume they put some things in the graveyard here. Again, if they don't have another play, all I really want is to get them down to less than 3 so that Incendiary Flow isn't out. Or this. We'll pay 1. We'll take hold of that. And just end the game. Okay, that was a pretty cheeky win there. Like, we probably could have saved that for value, but the fact they didn't play anything else out to me said it's very unlikely they have anything else, and I wanted to just push through and try and get the game ended as quick as possible, because we have not got the best army, or the best army. Again, I'm getting confused wargaming and card gaming terms. We've still got a long way to go. I think this will be the last one for this recording session for the moment. I'm just going to record this one for now. Hopefully I'll come back to this a little bit later and pick up and try and get a little bit more done, but against another Golem. Testament Crazy. We've got Cycler, Sahili. Are we first? We're not going first. I'd have loved to go first with a Sahili and an Incendiary Flow in hand. 50 feet of rope. So that is target wall can't block, target creature doesn't untap, venture into the dungeon. Sure. Pretty reasonable. Nothing drastic, pretty reasonable. What we'd like... Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's tempting just to deal with that, but I don't think they're going to do anything. They could play like a flying creature here, or something, an artifact or something like that that we care about. Okay, boast, that's fine. I think Sahili is the play, because next turn we might be able to just deal with multiple things, especially if we draw a land and we can Disdainful Stroke it. If they want to just pump this up first and go for this, then that's a card for a card. This is fine, as long as they don't just... If they outright kill it and don't get card draw out of it, that's the big deal. Yeah, and if they end the turn here, that would be even better. Oh wow, they are actually boasting. And they've got rid of a Raging Swordtooth. Amazing. Okay, what is this? Another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So here we are just going to deal with the Firewalker, get a bit of Sahili value out, and end the turn. Following turn we'll just see what else we can do. Like, we can just block this if we need to. What are they going for here? They could venture into the dungeon. That's definitely an option that they have, but we're okay here. Yeah, we'll just chomp. That's what we're here for. They can give it trample. If that's a spell they're willing to go for, sure. That seems like a really good spell.
I will learn from this. Like,
really quite good. Okay, so now they've just got a couple of rubbish creatures. Pitchburn Devils deals with the entire board state. Aerial Guide needs to come in and start trading, but we can't trade yet because of Menace. So we just need to basically hurry up and draw lands. If we don't draw anything next turn, I'm not going to hold up counter spells. I'm just going to cycle Shredded Sails. Or if we find something we can do, no blocks, because we can only block that, and we would just lose it. Go on, pass the turn, OP. Don't have anything useful. Just pass. I like that they got the old school magic card back. I've got some cards that very much look like that around here somewhere. This one's actually, the one on my desk is actually in pretty good condition, so I won't show you that one because it doesn't really have much to add here. But yeah, I've got, there you go. It's not a valuable card, in case anyone was wondering. It's just got sentimental value, that one. I sold all my valuable cards quite a while ago, and at one point I used to have EDH decks with far too much money invested in them. Okay, so they're going aggro. Have they got another play, or do we get to play the game? Okay, we get to play the game. Serpentine Curve doesn't do anything quite yet. I think playing the Adept matters the most. We could attack, but I think I'm going to not attack and just double block this, just in case they have a pump spell that's just enough to get them over the edge. Like, there is a world where we should have maybe waited to use Disdainful Stroke and Assimilate Essence. I think that's probably what I'm going to do for the future. Yeah, I mean, so now we should have attacked. There's no blocking here, really. Okay, we've got the 5, that's excellent. Pitchburn Devils is perfect for this situation. And now we can attack because there's nothing... Like, the situation hasn't changed. They've used a removal, and we're going to try and be greedy here. Oh, are you kidding? Target creature can't block this turn. They've got us. That's such a good draw there. Okay, well done, OP. You beat us down quick enough. We weren't quite fast enough getting there. I don't think we needed to do anything with the rope, so I don't really think there was anything we could have done. Maybe cycled a bit earlier, gone for lands a bit earlier, but that is a pretty good set of games to begin with. I'm okay with that. Is that 2 wins, 2 losses? Yeah, 50-50 so far. The dream would be to get 1 more win so we can at least draft again, but I'm going to come back and record this in another session, so I'll see you then. Okay, we are back. We're going to try and have another go at this. The interesting part of this is we're now at the point where we need to win this next game in order to have a chance of doing another draft, so we'll have to see how this goes. The last few were mixed bag. You know, some went well, some didn't. I'm not really sure if this deck really is like on point. Like I mentioned before, I actually think that like when I first started the draft, I really was thinking of cube rather than draft. So my brain just didn't. I don't think I made the right choices. I think I was getting a bit too greedy. So let's see what we can do. See if we can pull something off here. Opponent going first again. I mean, this is still reasonable. We just don't want really early drops, was I going to say. When it attacks, you can attack a creature if you do make a Power Stone. Okay. So we'll pass the turn. We know what we're going to search for anyway. I think we've probably lost this if they play a 2-drop. Oh no, not with a Graph Rats. If they turn this into a Power Stone, we're in a lot of trouble. Have they got it? Yep, okay, there's the Power Stone. So it can't be spent on non-artifact, which is good. And we've got 3 different counter spells here. So maybe we'll be in a good spot. Okay, well this is going okay. We'll play the Aerial Guide. This might be a mistake. Maybe we should have wanted to save, but I actually think that we're gonna need to at least develop the board somewhat. Mishra's Foundry, oh my god, that's not good. Okay, and that was exile creature to make it, okay. So yeah, I think we're just attacking for now. And we're gonna maybe Waterlot next turn, but we're gonna look for do counters this turn. We need to get Pitchburn Devils down, basically. What's their plan? Nothing really. Give us some counters. I'm going to attack again. I'm not entirely sure where we go from here. I think we pretty much have to just Waterknot now. Because if we don't Waterknot here, like they're going to sack this and turn it into a Power Stone, but if we don't Waterknot, they're just going to get free value. And I think we have to just kind of hope that they don't have anything. more than anything else. So I imagine they've got something to do here. Oh, that's fine. If they just are for takedown, they can still attack for 3, but if we draw a land for Pitchburn Devils, it's great. Or if not, we could even just play Safili into one of our counters if it needs to be. Like, so we want a land. Yeah, just pass a turn here. Pass a turn. Keep forgetting that Mishra's Foundry exists. Oh, that's so good for us. Okay, so... they could have a counter spell themselves. Let's just stick the cultist out. See if they can counter it. Or kill it. I don't think we can afford to not play things. If we just take time and they just counter things constantly, I think we're in worse stead than otherwise. Okay, this is going better. They didn't play anything last turn, so let's just try playing Saheeli down.
You've never seen
they don't have
anything
enough
like
damage
this.
to do anything worthwhile yet anyway, so we're just going to go with this and try and rely on our counters here. If oh, hang on, because Mishra's Factory can... oh, I'm so bad at this game. We should have just held back, because I forgot the factory can buff itself. Oh no, it's attacking. Attacking one gets it. Okay, so maybe we're okay. What's the big one? Yeah, so they're going to attack Saheeli probably, which we're fine with. This is absolutely fine. Are they going to sack the Foundry? That'd be silly too, but
Me from battle.
they've got 7 mana at the moment. Nothing. I think we just deal with this. Create a servo. If they have something to deal with this, we'll make another one. Yeah, we'll just attack here. We're just going to try and save ourselves until mass manipulation can do well for us. Again, just continuing on with these spells and trying to figure something out for later, it would be perfect. Yeah, if they wanted to attack Saheeli still. Baral's expertise. So that can just be negated. We don't need to do anything other than negate, because we just don't want them casting the spell from their hand for free either. We could Disdainful Stroke, but I feel like there might be creatures that would be useful against later. Okay, so Serpentine Curve is good. But I think here we're just on... Actually, maybe it's just attack and Pitchburn Devils. Because Pitchburn Devils keeps us alive. Oh, they didn't do anything. Yeah, this is fine. If this is the trade they're willing to go for, I'm absolutely on board for that. Especially if we draw a land. Please do it. Please do it, OP. Come on. This is good for us. If we draw a land, we can just Serpentine Curve and hold up a counter, which is super good. Come on, give us an island. Okay, no. I think we just pass here because they tried to Baral's expertise something, so that just returns it to the battlefield tapped. Yeah, that's fine. Can't do anything about that. They've got a land. Okay, they don't have anything. So let's just play our Hoarding Ogre. And no attacks. Keep going here. So now, starting from next turn, we can start just getting loads and loads of mass manipulation and start trying to just steal things. We will obviously block because they're just going to return it anyway. Oh, okay. They had something. That's fine. We've just got time here. There we go. More time. Now we can just play Pitchburn Devils and start attacking. Okay, so this is looking like we might have a chance of getting another turn out of this. Okay, we've got more counters. So let's just go for this. We don't need to do anything else. Just keep attacking. See what they go for. Yeah, and we'll pop the Serpentine Curve down. Make another servo, make a 3/3. Okay, we're in this, we're not out of it yet. We could even just Sahili next turn to like swap for Pitchburn Devils. Excuse me. So 2 blockers here, they take 3. This is fine. Anything else you want to go for? Okay, so I think here we just take the lot. And pay the lot. Make another servo and swing. Okay, there we go. So we have managed to get enough gems through to do another draft at some point, so that's awesome. That's exactly what we were hoping for here. So I suppose the next question is see where we go from here. What the top end of this list is, because that was basically all I was hoping for. One more win would be great, because it basically just puts us borderline on going neutral here. Because it's 1400, yeah. So 2 would be perfect, because it's officially profit, but this is close enough for me. Like, I'm happy at this point because we get to draft again. That's all I ever really want to do. Okay, Underhaul versus Flappies. Flappies is an unusual name, but hey, I'll take it. Sure, this looks good. Especially on the play as well. The fact we can play like Merfolk Trickster or maybe even Annihilate Essence into Sahili is pretty great. I'm going to go for Second Island for that reason. I don't know if we're going to need to. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. We could just... yeah, you know what? I'm going to counter that. I'm fine with countering that. The Bauble, interesting. Okay, so Sahili's coming out, and now we've got like some resources, but not loads, but we've at least got a little bit. They can have a look at one of my cards, sure. And we'll get this next turn. So we're not going to do anything with Sahili, we're just going to save that to try and make some 1/1s. And because we've got Merfolk Trickster and Fogwalker, we can just actually really slow down their progress in terms of dealing with Sahili. So we can put quite a good amount of defensive stats out, and we can also hold up Disdainful Stroke at the same time. Cool. Random Basilisk, that's fine. So we'll pass a turn here. Funnily enough, what we can do here, because it loses all abilities, doesn't it? Yeah. So if they attack here, we're now going to tap it and make it lose all abilities, which also makes it lose Death Touch. So then we block, it's free, they lose their Death Toucher, and if they go for a 4-drop, we can counter it anyway. If they didn't, oh. It was kicked, okay, just a kick spell. That is fine. So, the Veil I think does need to go in tapped here. They don't really have anything on offer here. So we're just going to attack. If they trade, they trade. Sure. We're still going to play Fogwalker, because Fogwalker just blocks this. Like, it doesn't do anything, but it blocks. So now what we're trying to do is wait for a Disdainful Stroke target while we build up to Mass Manipulation. Because this can just help us get a little bit further through. So what was that? Okay, so they get a counter and exile my creature. Sure. And we just get a counter spell. Fine. Just pass here. They can sack the Arch if they want to learn. And they're basically just going to be rummaging, I imagine. We kind of just want anything to deal with the 3/3, but... because it takes us 1 more mana to do this at all. So we don't want to let this happen too much.
I'll craft something special for you.
But the question is, what's their plan? Okay, so they're foretelling something. I'll take this. Just as a 3/2 to block this. Absolutely fine. Can take that any day. No attack. Interestingly, we can wash away to deal with the foretell spell for 1 mana. There we go. That worked out nicely. So they know we've got manipulation. Oh yeah, because they looked at it with Mishra's Bauble, didn't they? So now we've got a trade here, which is good. They're not going to want to play into this, is the thing. So we need to make them play into it. Sure, they can just go for this. And Wild Wanderer, yep, fine. Again, we can just keep taking our time. They might forget about it, but can't do anything yet anyway, which is quite funny. If they attack with the Wild Wanderer, we'll just double block. Yeah, they can keep gaining life, we're not worried about that. We need to draw some threats is what we really need at this point. So we do have 2 different counters, which is good at least. Yeah, okay, yeah, I figured this would be the attack. No reason not to double block here. They might have some sort of removal, but it's really just lackluster.
I'm sorry,
sure,
but I must tend to my creations.
We still keep them on 1. And now we just chill. So at some point they're going to have to threaten us. They're just going to gain a life every turn, but if we draw a threat before they do, then we can put the pressure on. And they're going to be forced to do something. Yeah, I mean, I could have countered that, I suppose. I was more just thinking I don't really care about it. Because now we've got 1 mana away from just taking 2 things. And we can counter some other stuff. Sure, we'll let through that. It's going to take 10 turns for that to kill us. So we just... sure, we'll counter that unless they pay 4. So maybe what we want now is 1 more land and we just steal the 1 thing. Because they can sacrifice this. So I feel like they're going to take... so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like they're going to just basically wait this out no matter what. So what we want to do is just take the first thing that's half relevant so that we can then disdainful stroke something else. Like, there's no way we get good value out of this unless we somehow force them to play other things. I think at this point we might as well just take it easy and see what we can do. I don't think we've got a way of getting this back, but... Ooh, have they got a sacrifice ability? Oh, sure. I mean, that's fine. Essentially, it just... Oh, oops. Oh dear. I should have attacked as well, and I've just got rid of our counterspell. So I think that might be the end of our run, because I imagine they're going to play their big thing now. Okay, we couldn't have countered that anyway, that's fine. Please don't play something specifically for 4 mana. Okay, good. And we draw a good threat. Okay, this works out okay. What are they going to play? So we'll go with no attacks here. They're going to keep going. And at least now we can start moving damage forward. We did get a bit lucky there that we just accidentally paid through for no real reason. But now we can start doing damage. That is absolutely getting countered. There's no way we're letting them just get anything back from the graveyard. Drawing 2 cards on its own is bad enough. Draw something good. Okay, nothing good. So now we can just start attacking. We're going to attack with both in case they decide to do some sort of block shenanigans. Like, they can still block here in game 1, but they're going to take 6 on the backswing. So, well, not backswing, like, take that by blocking there. So essentially they're taking 5 a turn at the moment. We need to find... I guess that's really good for them. Big old hexproof cycler. We don't have any pump spells either, so that's pretty awkward. But we can just keep attacking with the Wolverine. If they trade this, we're okay with it. I mean, that's absolutely fine. If I were them, I wouldn't have traded that. I think ours is more valuable than theirs. So we've now got something else. How are they doing? 14 cards to our 20, so they might actually run out of cards before anything else happens. I wonder if we've got anything that mills, if it's like target player draws a card. They must have more threats going. I mean, here we go. This is a threat. 3 other non-land permanents reach those permanents. It's controlling its an angel. I'd have just been destroying my own lands if I was them. We don't really have much in the way of bounce spells. They just went for the one. Oh, it's non-land permanent. Sure. We don't really have anything to do here, so we'll block with this. Draw a card. And see if we get our our water knot or something like that. Buys us a bit of time. That buys us time as well. So we're going to just flow this first of all. This should go through because they haven't really done anything for a while, but maybe they have some counters that they weren't telling us about. Yeah. Okay. So we are behind in the damage race, but it's possible to catch up. They really don't seem like they've had that much. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, no blocks. We've got the one-time save us a bit of damage in the race there. If this just goes to the end step again, they must be really flooding hard. Okay, they've got removal. Maybe not. Go for a bit of treasure. 2 treasures. Nice. Go for our aerial guide. We're a long way behind here. This is where a Saheeli having it back again would have been great. But now we also need to start jump blocking potentially. I don't think we could have really waited for our to use our mass manipulation, because I think they were just going to hold on forever unless we just waited till we drew these. Okay, so now they are churning through our units. Pitchburn Devils. Okay. We're not out of this, but get some more treasure, sure. If only we had an X-burn spell. So this isn't going to do it quite yet. We're gonna no block this once and see what we can work out next time. If they're still flooding, we might be in a reasonable spot. Damn it, that we're still flooding. So we go with the ogre. 17. So now we can block with this. We're still going to get to deal 3 to their face, because there's no point in doing it to the unit because we don't have any other damage. And okay, Jeskai Elder, yep. Ooh, we have a chance. So let's go with our attack here, see what they do. They could consider blocking with Jeskai Elder if they were interested. Serpentine Curve could be big here, because we now have a lethal threat and the ability to deal with it. So we're going to have to just take the risk here and hope they don't have removal of some sort. But the fact that we can now just at least represent something. Sure, they can have first strike. I mean, we still just have to block it either way. So if they attack with that, we can't block. But if they attack with this, we're all good. And now, however, we can just tap it. Okay, we're okay. We're not out of this. I didn't think we had a chance here. So we're going to force them to just chump. Yeah, we've got Jeskai Elder to deal with, but we've got a blocker for it, because we don't want to give them the rummage. Okay. So they're going to have to block, and we've got a negate here, so I'm just going for this with both, because that puts them on a 2-turn clock even if they draw 1 creature. And any non-creature spell we can counter. This is so awkward. Yep. Is that it? Oh my goodness, my poor opponent. That must have been some serious flood. I do not think we were on track to win that game whatsoever. But I'll take it. We are now in the... We're now fighting for profitability. That's pretty reasonable for us. I'll take that. So we're we've got 1400, so that's really good. On track for 1600. If we get getting 1400 basically means that we're not really losing anything. We lose a minimal amount. At that rate, even on that alone, we could do 7 drafts. So if we had that result every time. Okay, we're against Edge Shot. I like that name. This doesn't look great, but with a counterspell, a tap down, and essentially an extra land here, this is fine. If we were going second, I think it'd be a little dubious, maybe. But just like another blue source, I was going to say one more blue source is great for us here. I'm going to pass. I don't think I want to play anything. Actually, maybe I could have gone with the Fogwalker, but I think it's more important to just try and deal with anything they play. Okay, so this is good. So Saheeli can come down. There shouldn't be much coming out from them, and we can start just getting a little bit of value out. Maybe Fogwalker could have been good, but tapping things down just seems reasonable.
What an interesting
Like, or keeping something tapped down seems useful later. But maybe I should have just played that. I do like holding up counterspells, though. We'd love to draw another land here, especially a blue source. We can hold up, play Fogwalker, hold up either Merfolk Trickster or Scatter Ray, one of those. Okay, so we didn't get it. However, what can we do? I think we cycle this. Do we cycle that? I think we're just going to play off on mine. Just draw the cards, not take any risks here. Well, not take any risks, but take as little risk as possible and draw as many cards as we can. There we go. We did get a blue source. Perfect. And that's the end of that turn. If our opponent plays something we can Shredded Sails, we're in a great spot. If we got a little, or if they don't play anything, that's good, but we just want a bit more time. Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. Just don't play anything else specifically now. You could fight this if you want. Okay, this is going okay. So, what do we do? I think we just pass the turn here. Because we can remove the abilities of this, double block with the Trickster in this, and still hold up a counterspell. Which I think is pretty great. So, we can destroy, so deal with artifact or creature there. Yeah, we're just going to deal with that. Make another servo. They can still attack with this, but we will then kill that with the Merfolk Trickster. And then I think we're in a good spot. Because they know they can just attack this basically if they want to, but it's not going to accomplish much. So I don't know if they even do. Okay, so we can just go for this. They could... Oh, they've got something here. What have they got? Are they going to give it... Okay, so it still just has Death Touch and Hexproof. I mean... Yeah, sure. I'll just trade. I'll lose 2 servos for that. Sorry, not 2... Sorry, I didn't mean to... I know I said 2 servos, but those weren't the words that meant to come out of me. So because we don't have a counter here, I'm just going to play Pitchburn Devils. And just go for this. Keep this alive, and then when we've got other things we can do, we can use the mana for... I can use our spells, things to create servos. Ah, they were looking for white mana. The question is, do they play anything we can Shredded Sails? Ooh, okay. Conclave Guildmage. Right, so we're just going to attack Pitchburn. Ooh, they got something. What have they got? If they kill this, I'm all for it because we'll just kill the Guildmage in return. So I feel, yeah, it looks like they don't want to do it for that reason. There we go, play the Cultist. More defensive capabilities. And then we can just sacrifice this for another island. Because once we get that other island, we've now got Mass Manipulation looking very tasty. Yeah, we've already got it activating for 1, potentially for more coming up soon. So Can't resist that. Also, if we don't get anything else here, I probably just cycle. Interesting. Sure. Because this doesn't... If this was dealt with an enchantment, if it's like a green one, that'd be great. But it doesn't, so... the fact it doesn't tap's really awkward here, but we can deal with it with this next turn, so sure. We'll just no block it here. Do they have anything else to play? So we're going to go for an island. Get ourselves a little bit close to that mass manipulation. And I do think cycling the shredded sails is worth it here. Just get ourselves a little bit more value out of what we've got. And then here we can just kick this. We can send the guild mage back to hand unless they have snakeskin veil again. And if they do, that's fair enough. But if not, we're doing okay. We've got snakeskin veil number 2. Heroic intervention, sure. If that's the use you want to have with that, that is fine by me. We've now got more than enough ways to help deal with this. It's a clever use of it though, I do like it. So we're obviously going to be going for the flyer next, even though it's got flash, it's something we just want to get down as soon as possible. We can't activate any of these abilities really without treasure, so even if we did get our mass manipulation, this isn't the answer. Wash away is nice. Okay. So at this point I'm just going to attack with the Pitchburn Devils because it trades, essentially. Like, it doesn't do anything terribly interesting, but if they decide to go for it, sure, you can make your night. This is all fine. Okay, it's going alright. We're not out of this yet. We've got our Koilos Rock, we've got things to block something that comes through. I think here we just probably take the risk. Green Dragon. Until end of turn, whenever a creature opponent controls dealt damage, destroy it. We just don't want to deal with a 4/4 flyer, to be completely honest. So I'm just going to counter that. Don't fancy dealing with that at all. Get another little guy. And what's your plan now, OP? Honestly, I think we'll just trade that for a card. We are happy to deal with 3 cards. Okay, we are getting really set up for this mass manipulation now. So let's send in the Pitchburn Devils. Get another 3 through. Play this. Depending on when they tapped, there was a chance we could have potentially gone for like the Fogwalker thing, but I think we're doing okay. They can still only make 1 thing per turn unless they've just got a really cheap creature to play, and we will just absolutely throw things under the bus to deal with that guild mage eventually. Okay, OP, what you got? What have you got? What is this? Equals number of land cards in your graveyard. Surveil 1 or sack lands to gain 2 life. Okay, so that's quite cool. So our rock is going to be our big damage source, I imagine, soon. Although, Pirate's Prize is great here. Draw 2 cards and create a treasure. It just guarantees that we're able to play our rock and triggers the Adept, which is fantastic. I'll play another island. There's no point in attacking with that yet, so let's just... Actually, there is, because they don't quite have enough to activate both, so we can attack with these 2. So at least we'll get some damage through. And yeah, they obviously have things in hand that could potentially play, but in theory, this could get some damage through. Perfect. And we'll absolutely start playing the rock if that's what needs to be done. So they don't have any black mana yet. I've only got 2 available, so they might be able to go for sacking some lands to draw cards, was it? Oh, gaining life, that was it. Sure. So it's just a plain old fight spell. Surveil 1, yeah. This is going to be good for them in the long run again. They might be able to surveil their way through to victory, but... Okay, so they drew whatever they saw, which may or may not be a good sign for us. They could attack... Right, okay, so they're going to exile something until it leaves the battlefield. Latin Hard, okay. So here I'm not sure if they even attack. They could sacrifice a land here. I think I'd probably just take this out. I'm willing to trade this here. Or am I? I don't need Sahili. We don't need to block. We just want to attack. Like, we want to make them sacrifice lands to live. That's the game plan. So again, we can just attack with both of these. Get some damage through. Again, they're just going to block here, but that's fine if that's what they choose to do. And then we can play 2 decent sized things out afterwards. The Ogre. And a nice big 6/6. And then next turn we just start attacking with everything. We've got no resources on either side. They've got the ability to gain life, and that's literally it. They can gain life and make things, and we can just put damage out. Like, that's it. But if we draw mass manipulation now, what we've got 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 mana. Oh no, we can't use this, but we could use the Hoarding Ogre. So we would actually be able to steal, you know, at least, what's it? Because it's 4 plus 2 for each one. So at this point we'd be able to steal 3 creatures if we drew it once we've attacked with the Ogre. And that would just be everything. So I'm kind of okay with that. Negate, also good. So what was this? When a creature, scry 1. Yep. So everything, I think. Yep. I don't think I want to play silly buggers or anything. I think I just want to go for damage. Push through as much as we can. We've got a 16, so we've got 2 treasures, which is nice. I'm not really sure what their blocking choice is. Like, I think we actually need to take out the Guild Mage more than the Host Intercessor, because they can make a blocker here if they choose to. Yeah, so they are not going for that. They're going to be able to scry. But they've got 3 blockers, so if they block our 3 biggest things, they're still taking 6 and going down to 1. And they need to chump the Pitch Burners, or yeah, stick something else in front. This all works out just fine. And now with a Guild Mage can't untap. Okay, we're in a good spot. We've got a negate, so anything that's really big and not a creature, we're dealt with. We've just got so much stuff, so a Wrath won't do it unless they've got, like... Oh, what's that dragon? I swear there's a dragon that just wraths things. GG OP. GG. Headshot, thank you for the game. Really appreciated. We're starting, like, we've done okay with this list. Like, I didn't think we'd do as well as we have. So this is going to be a fun one. I'm really glad that we've got, like, a decent video out of this as well. So what are we pushing for now? 6 wins, is it? On our way towards 6. Can we do it? Like, I don't think we're going to get 7. We'd have to win both games in a row, but it does seem fairly decent. Like, this doesn't seem like a bad list. Bad disc? And bad list. Amph. Okay. This is fine. Shredded Sail cycles, Incendiary Flow is really good, so I'm going to just use Bean Veil immediately because I don't think... This doesn't look like we're going to have too much time. We're going to need to spend our mana cycling, so hopefully this will be something that is better off as a land because we've got Mass Manipulation. And the fact that we're going first, it looks like our opponent might be mulliganing is great. I'm completely on board with that. If they want to mulligan things away, that's really cool. Is that like Damnation or something? Are they going down anymore? Okay, so they've mulliganed at least once, possibly twice, 3 times maybe? If they've gone really low, we're going to just absolutely be happy with that. Take anything we can get. This might be a 3rd mulligan, which might put them on a 4-card hand, 5-card hand. Okay, so it's only 2 mulligans, that's not too bad. And they're on the draw, so it could be worse. What we'd like is them to play some sort of creature that we can Merfolk Trickster for value. Okay, we're just going to pass, and if they don't play anything, we'll cycle Shredded Sails. If they play anything that's worth using the Trickster on, we will. Don't think they're going to. Is that Oko? Is it green, red, blue, red, black? What's the thing we're dealing with? Red, blue. Okay. So we'll just cycle this in case we draw a red thing that's good. That's English. We'll play Evolving Wilds here and pass the turn. So now we can get Incendiary Flow and Merfolk Trickster available, so we can start dealing with things that they've got. We are not as far ahead on resources as I'd like to be at this point in time. Yeah, what have we got? Ooh, that's a pretty good target for our Incendiary Flow. Right, absolutely is. So we need ourselves a mountain. And again, do we just start trying to beat down? I think we do, because we know that the following turn we're probably playing Pitchburn Devils. So let's just try and start beating down, otherwise this Trickster's going to waste. So here we have to Incendiary Flow this. Keep that around. And now, so we're pretty much equal on resources. They might be able to remove this, but if they do, that's fine. They got a reach creature. Boo! Pitchburn Devils is great, and they're stuck on lands, so this is fine. So they can sacrifice it to proliferate. And the aerial guide is fine as well, helps just push more things through in the air. So if we draw one more land, playing both of these again just puts so much pressure on. Ooh, what is this? When it attacks, create a 1/1 soldier artifact creature. Wow, that's really good. That's very good. Let's attack with this. Just the Pitchburn. See if they take the trade. If they do, I mean, we trade 1 card for 2. We need to steal that away, by the way. I'm just going to deploy something else that can trade with either of these. So Aerial Guide being that it bounces off of either, it's not worth it. So we'd rather just play a 3/2 that can sometimes get a bit better, but yeah, when it attacks, make a soldier. That's so good. We're going to Mass Manipulation that as soon as we can, and we're also going to assimilate Essence on anything that we get hands on here, because this is just going to be basically borderline unstoppable. That's such a good unit. Like, it's card draw, it's bodies, it's damage, it's everything you could hope for. So, creature or battle, come on, OP. We got rid of the thing that meant stuff couldn't be countered. If they kill this, that's... Yep, so this is the value for them. They get their 1/1. Are they going to play a creature or battle? Honestly, I think just taking you off resources is what we need to do. Land? Not a land. Ah, but we do get to slow that down. And now we've got everything we need to send these off. So this can go ahead and deal some damage. Sure, they take 3. Got aerial guide, so now we can give more things flying, which doesn't really matter into the long legs, but if they untap next time, what was this? So this will be, what, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14? Okay, so they've killed that. We've got a counter spell. This is a really awkward one. I think it's just Fogwalker. We've got a counter spell. Again, this was just a turn too late. Give something vigilance and transforms into a 5. Yeah, we have to counter that. We can't deal with that. This is fine. No blocks. Serpentine curve. There we go. That's a good use of it. Again, just Fogwalker, I guess. Can be blocked by the 1/1, but that's it. They might as well, to be honest. It doesn't accomplish them anything unless they're going for drawing cards. This can be useful next turn. We really just need one more land to take this off the battlefield. Or take this off of their side of the battlefield. And then we're in good stead. There we go. Right, so if they don't have anything particularly stand out here, then this is what we need. They could have a counter, because they've just been sat with cards in hand. So this could absolutely be a counter spell here, or something irrelevant on that front. They don't have another soldier. I don't think we could wait though. This is how this gets out of our control. There we go. Right, so I think this is fine, because if they just want to bounce here, we don't really care, because they're not going to swing back at us. So if they bounce here, that's fine. If they don't bounce, we can start just taking something out. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. They must have some sort of damage source coming, because yeah, they're going to have 3 damage here somewhere. Perfect. Okay, so now we're just on to going back to ourselves. Just at this point, if they don't play much, we're just going to attack all every turn. Drawing a counter of any kind is really good here. So let's just attack everything. Sure, we'll give this flying. Counter unless they play 4. They can't pay 4. I've only got 3 available. So this is just, again, this is just trying to put pressure on. This is taking advantage of their mulligan, leaving them as little resources as possible. They could block 3, but they're going to take, what, 2, 4, 6, 7 there. And then we've nicked their best card to get those creatures every turn. So we're up to 6 wins. This isn't bad. Excuse me. Let's see if we can go for 7. 7 would be so cool. I'd actually be so happy if we managed to make it to 7 wins with this. Like, I think it's a decent deck, but I don't think it's incredible. What on earth is that? Is that Beach Kiora or something? If anyone gets the reference, Kiora's job is beach. I'm going first, so I can at least just play this and hold up Wash Away in case something weird happens. Yeah, Backwater. That's a good draw. We've got Scatter Ray for whatever they play now, because I imagine they play something we don't like. Sure. We'll just trade that with the Cultist. Cultist is fine. We don't want to waste our Scatter Ray on something irrelevant. Oh, is this the frog thing? Yeah, it's the frog thing. So, when we cast they cast an enchantment, make a frog, and they can make it unblockable. Sure. Pirate's Prize is sorcery. We've got a bunch of counters here, so we're just going to pass this. I don't want to risk exposing ourselves for no real reason. No blocks. Okay, so now we pretty much need to Pirate's Prize. If they counter this, we're going to be sad. but we can't be too upset because we're doing alright. We got 6 wins out of this. What's this? Oh, they're tapping this. Sure. Funnily enough, we didn't even draw a real land. This is going to be a mass manipulation game if we can get one. So we're going to need to basically play the Pitchburn Devils, try and trade here a bit. And we can't take one really quite yet. This is human, this is not. So we play this, and we play Of One Mind first. No attacks. We want to be able to trade. Because if we can slow this down, deal with what they've got. Okay, so they can deal 5 to us here. Yeah, this is fine if you want to deal 5. Okay, just 3 is even better. 3 is absolutely fine. No blocks for that. Okay, so if we Sahili, we've got 4 mana left. It's not quite going to be everything we want it to be. So let's pitch Burn Devils again. And pass a turn. See if they can deal with this. We've got good trades now. Oh, this is good news. Okay. Yep, this is what we want to do. Sahili. They could have a counter here. Okay, they don't.
Together, we'll create great things.
Again, we're just going to pass for now. Try and take it easy. What is their play here? Come on, OP, what have you got? Just don't have anything immediately terrifying. We've got 5 mana available, so we can either wash away, scatter, well, we can basically use 1 2 mana counter and a 3 mana counter, or potentially Merfolk Trickster. That is... Proliferate doesn't do anything, so sure. Actually no, we don't want them to do that. Let's wash that away. They're struggling for land. Let's try and make that last as long as possible. And then we've got the ability to take 2 creatures away from them. We don't need to Trickster yet then, so we go to our turn. The Ogre is a big draw here. Okay, so I'm probably going to go for the Rock. But I'm okay starting to attack with the Pitchburn Devils now. Because we've got other things that can do defense. So I think we have to start turning the corner fairly quickly. And we can hold, we can counter 1 thing next turn at least, even if we Coilous Rock. Or we can even just tap something down. No. Please don't say we disconnect here. I really don't want to disconnect. This is such a good situation. No, please. Don't do this to me. I can see the rope. Why would you do this, game? Please no. I think we might have this if this continues though. Come on. Just reconnect, please. I don't even mind if it ends my turn. We don't want to do anything on my turn anyway apart from attack for 3. And it's... Oh no. I don't know what I can do. I don't know what's going on. There you go. It says we've got internet access. It says it's back. Come on. Reconnect, reconnect. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Don't let this be it. Come on, reconnect. That's all I'm asking. I'm fine if my turn ends, just don't let the game be over. This is such a good finale. I don't know why that's just happened. Come on. Is there anything I can do? It says we're connected to the internet. Everything looks to be going to plan. We really are in a position where we could win this game. We can counter multiple things. We can apply threats. We can deal damage. We can come back from this. I think we've lost. I think we've timed out and lost the game. Oh, this is so unfair. Yeah, everything says we've got internet access. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to close down the client at this point because if I close it down now, there's no way I'd restart it in time. And I think unless this game counts as a fail on both ends, there's nothing I can do. So for now, I'm going to stop this and I will come back once I've found out what on earth we can do from here.